This is the front of the hay store, just a few yards from where I'm parked up. I shot this rat cleanly, but didn't pick it later. I think it ended up as being a meal for one of its colleagues. Right away it was obvious that the level of rat activity had ramped up again from our last visit. Certainly looking good for a decent night's shooting anyway. Both these next two rats were hard hit, and I did in fact pick them up later, but I really wasn't happy with the quality of the shots. Quick range check. That's more like it. That rat didn't know what hit it. "10 yards onto the property and the numbers are already building up. Gonna be a good night." Getting better at reloading after every shot. Well, most of the time anyway. Had a quick scan around the chicken run that's not currently in use and saw this rat. Unfortunately I missed it, as you can probably tell from me reloading. And it looks like it's heading back to the hay store. This rat was only about 9-10 yards away, so I had to give it nearly 1 mil dot of holdover just to make sure. I just moved inside the chicken run when I spotted this rat, but I was having to track it freehand and I never did get a chance to get a shot off. I couldn't believe how many little rats were sitting inside this feeder. I counted 10, and I think it was probably more than that. Unbelievably, I only picked up 2. Makes a change not to clip that horizontal wire. I had a look at this shot, stepping through the video 1 frame at a time. It looked as if the pellet should have hit the rat just behind and above the eye. It went behind the chicken coop, appeared to come back out again, and I certainly didn't find a rat behind that coop, so I'm assuming that the shot actually just skimmed over the top of its head. Second attempt was a dry fire, as I'd lost count of the number of shots I'd taken. BSA magazines can be a real pain. They often don't align accurately with the bore, so this was a misfeed, and you can hear me trying to clear it. Not sure if the first shot actually hit home, but after changing the magazine, the second one certainly did. There's no shortage of rats, but they are pretty much spread out, so there's an awful lot of scanning going on tonight. Well, it may not be a classic helicopter tail, but it certainly signifies a very dead rat. I'm now ignoring the rats that poke their heads out of these two holes. The horizontal wire just seems to get in the way every time, so not much point wasting a pellet. The way that rat reacted to the shot, I'm surprised it ran off, but there you go. Found this amorous male dead behind the chicken coop on the right. Should really have shot the female. That would have had more effect on the growth of the population. The vegetation's starting to grow up again now and is making life a bit more difficult in this corner, just as the rats are starting to use it again. Despite the vegetation, I still managed to get 2 rats in quick succession. Well, hey, remember to reload. I thought I'd managed to hit that rat, and in fact it was lying just inside the chicken wire when I went to do the picking up. It looked like the pellet knocked the rat backwards, and I did in fact pick it up just under the tree later on. Another dry fire. I really must remember to count my shots. Don't you just hate it when that happens? Won't be picking that one up later. Well, I won't get back. Definitely got the rat with the first shot, but it doesn't do any harm to take a second shot if you're not absolutely sure. There's a lot more rats around than there was 3 weeks ago, although I have to say a lot of them are very small. After jumping around a little bit, this rat just expired out of view behind these branches. Just got a quick glimpse of its tail flicking up there, so that one's definitely down. And still they come. It's been a few weeks since I've had this much sport. Unfortunately, that twig got in the way. The back of the old hay store must be absolutely alive with rats. They keep on appearing at these holes. Just a pity I can't get at them from the other side. That definitely is a proper helicopter tail.
Another one back.
Two more down. The first one I found lying on its back in the old carp rearing pond. Pretty certain that was a bona fide kill. That was a tiny little rat. Found it lying just behind the bag when I went to do the picking up. It's definitely slowing down now, although I'm seeing some rats on the left hand side behind the fence. They're just not hanging around, they're very skittish. Rats don't come much smaller than that one. Trouble is, when they're that size, it's hard to estimate how much hold over or hold under you need to give them. Nearly forgot to collect that one when I was going around picking up. It was deep inside the coop, just behind where the door is. That was the last rat I shot. Found it lying just behind the coop again. This was the last shot of the night, and you can actually see the pellet hitting the ground well in front of the rat. What's happened is that I've actually run out of air, and the pressure within the cylinder has dropped below that of the regulated pressure.